Today on the Landing Space Podcast, we are talking about the recession and what we think you as a business owner can do to help grow your business during a recession.
Welcome to the Landing Space Podcast, talking all things entrepreneurship and strategies for building businesses. Here are your hosts, Mark and Justin.
So yesterday, we found out what we all already knew. The U.S. is in a recession, right? Did you have any question that we were headed towards a recession?
Oh, no, there was no doubt. I mean, all the signs were there. I mean, with the economy shutting down and everything going up in price, it was inevitable.
Yeah, it's crazy how much it costs, just on the gas aspect, what it cost from like a year ago to fill up our car now.
Oh, exactly.
I mean, we were at $60. Now I'm at like $105, $110 just to fill up the car on gas. I mean, it's crazy the amount of money that we're spending on just everyday necessities now compared to what we were.
Yeah, the supply and demand, when that whole shortage we had, from COVID and pandemic shutting everything down, just the supply and demand kind of screwed that whole economy up.
Yeah, everything. It's more like I go to the grocery store and I realize like, holy crap, half the stuff isn't even in the grocery store. Like I'll walk down aisles and they're just completely empty. There's nothing, we're missing all sorts of stuff that takes forever to get back. Like coffee is one of those things. Like my normal coffee, I don't think it's been in the grocery store in a while, which is fine because we've got a really good local roaster that I've started buying coffee from. But it's the stuff that I would normally get at Harris Teeter, which is a local grocery store, just isn't there. And I don't know. I should probably look and see why that is, but I have no idea what's going on with it.
Whenever I was growing up, my parents and just people that I knew around me, they would establish that we were in a recession based on the price of milk. So back then, the milk was like less than $1, then it went up to $1. And just yesterday, we went to get milk at $6.
Yeah, I saw that, which we don't, like my family doesn't drink a whole lot of like actual milk. Yeah. We do almond milk all the time, which hasn't had the increase in price. But I looked at it, I went and bought bacon yesterday. It was $8 for a small pack of bacon. I'm like, holy crap, like this used to be $3.99. Like I can remember a year ago. This is crazy.
Yeah, and business owners, we just kind of have to work with what the economy is doing, and we got to try to stay open and provide a service and just keep our business running. And the biggest part of that is making sure that you manage your cash flow. You manage your cash flow, you manage your overhead, your expenses, and you have to do it in a way where it doesn't hurt your business. You got to kind of do a little bit more work. You got to go through your books. You got to see what's costing you and what you can do without.
Yeah. One of the things that I suggest you don't cut, which is that first idea of things to always cut whenever you're looking at expenses, is marketing. And the problem that I say don't cut marketing is because it's one of those easy costs that you're just like, it's easy to cut out. And you're just like, okay, I'm going to cut my marketing costs because, this other stuff I can't do. But my suggestion is to wait and look at that until the very last opportunity, right? Because you still want to be able to get that business and have business coming in. The way you do that is through marketing and that outreach aspect of it. And so my suggestion is look at your other expenses to see what you can cut back. Cut whatever other expenses you can, and then in the last ditch effort, if you are at that point where you're having a cash flow problem, is to cut your marketing budget. Because once you start cutting your marketing budget, you're going to start losing clients, and you're just going to constantly be cutting.
Yeah, especially coming out of an economy shutdown. People don't know if you close down.
Right.
People don't know if you're still open. You want to let them know you're still there.
Yeah. The other good idea is to look for out-of-the-box ways to grow your business. For us specifically, one of those ideas for a real estate agent is basically just pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, send some texts, send some emails, call those past clients, call those friends and families, check on them, see how they're doing. Ask them if they're looking to buy or sell. It's free. I mean, you don't have to do anything for that. Just to think of outside the idea box specifically for your business to help you grow your business that, can be free options. Go get a coffee, hang out with people, spend time with them, chat with the neighbors, walk around the dog. Have conversations with people about what you do and see if there's good ways that you can start to advertise and get business that you originally wouldn't have thought about.
Right. And going back to the marketing, you want to market, but then you also, the clients and customers you had in the past that were in contribution for your success before the economy shut down, you want to revisit them. You want to communicate with them. You want to touch base with them again and let them know what services you're offering now, if you're offering the same ones, that basically the change that your company has been through, and you just want to communicate with them, whether it be via email, in person. Nowadays, social media is, and that's the thing I want to go with the marketing, is that marketing for, in my line of work, I used to have to pay somebody. I had a group of marketing team that I paid them a salary a month, and I'm like, nowadays we're so fortunate we have social media. I know we just talked about how social media was the negatives of social media, but the biggest positive for social media is marketing. For businesses. It's cheaper. You don't have to hire bodies. You can actually, they have marketing automations for Facebook, Instagram. It's automated, and it's actually becoming a lot cheaper and kind of hands-free. So utilizing marketing, for social media for marketing, and just communicating with your past customers and new customers, let them know that you're still here. You've made it through the economy shutdown, and you want to continue provide a service, and help them out whatever they still need help with.
Yeah, one of the cool things I've done in the past was blogging. So free website like Weebly, Wix, there's a whole bunch of them out there that you can start a free website, which it doesn't take anything, and just a blog site, and start blogging about things that are going on, start sharing that stuff, and then start pushing that out to your clients through your social media and all that sort of stuff. And it's free. It's very easy to do. It takes time, obviously, and you have to have an idea and you have to write about it. But you can walk around your house, your neighborhood, your house, your community, your city, and come up with a blog idea. I mean, somewhere you walk, you're going to see something that's opening, something that's coming, an event that's happening that you could easily do a blog about and correlate that to your business. And say, hey, like our city, we do for ice cream, for what is it, the day of the month for ice cream. They do an ice cream social. Downtown, the city has ice cream vendors out there, and they're giving out free ice cream. Ben & Jerry's was there and all that. Great, easy little story, pictures, all that sort of stuff. And you can recycle that every year, because we do it every year. So you can bring that post back, add a little bit to it, post it again, and get probably the same thing a week out before that event happens. Update some pictures, all that sort of stuff. And it's very easy to recycle that sort of stuff. And there's a lot of events that take place on a yearly basis that are simple for you to recycle and use again. And that gives you that marketing idea that's very simple, takes some time in the beginning, but once you've written it, once you're done with it, and you do that. And then you can also take it into a blog post, post it on YouTube where it's searchable and everything else. And so now you've got two ways that you're marketing and sharing with other people. Because there are people that will consume words, they prefer to read than watch a video. And there are people that prefer to watch a video instead of reading. So you're hitting both of those two clients that you might have.
Yeah, exactly. And then this is the biggest thing. I mean, being in a recession is scary, but think of it as us being buried in a hole. We're all in a hole. We're trying to crawl ourselves out. So the biggest thing when you're stuck in a hole, you don't want to give up. You want to continue to climb back out of the hole and be back to where you were. So the biggest thing is, as discouraging as the recession is for a lot of businesses, and that's hard to try to get back in, you don't want to give up.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too. You're going to see that your competitors are going to start pulling back, and they aren't going to be doing what you're doing as long as you stay focused and you move with it. You're going to see that they're going to pull back, and right there, that's your advantage to pick up those clients that they're starting to not get.
Exactly.
And so you can grow, and businesses do a lot of times grow a lot during a recession because you don't have the competition that you would have normally.
Yeah,
in a good economy.
It's the business owners that always have the do not give up mentality. That's what really separates you from your competitors, because some competitors are like, well, I'm not going to be able to stay open just because of the recession. We've not been able to get business. But you have to basically do what you did before to make your business successful again. It's like starting from scratch. You've done it before, and don't be scared to do it again. So being in a recession is scary, but all it takes is hard work. We've done it before starting our businesses.
Right.
And we just have to make sure that mentality stays with us. And sometimes it's what sets you apart from your competitors.
Yeah. From an advertising standpoint, I do like the retargeting ads. So those ads are the people that visit your website and then they leave, and they've got that cookie added to their computer that allows you to track them through other sites and to give them ads that you've set up. Facebook does a really good job with this, where when they leave your site and they go back on Facebook, you can track them through that. AdWords has a little thing where it'll pop up if they go to other websites, things like that, where the retargeting ads are really good. And it allows you to stay on top. And they're actually not expensive. They're pretty cheap to do that. So as long as you've got a product or something you're selling, and you can get them on your website, and then you can run that retargeting ad to see if you can get them back or get them interested in that. If you're selling a product, it's great. because they'll see that product as they move through other sites and move on Facebook and all that sort of stuff. And you probably will get that client to come back and buy something from you.
Right. And my mentality, going back to as far as providing cash flow for yourself, my biggest advice is to not take any more loans during a recession. You're going to have higher interest rates. That's going to put you more in the hole when we come out of it. You want to make sure that you provide your own cash flow by doing what we just discussed as far as marketing, getting more customers. That's the cash flow that you want to build up. You don't want to take out more loans just because you need it. Hard work versus just easy hand-me-downs.
Right.
That's what you want to prefer. You want to work for the money and the cash flow, because when you come out of this hole, you have no debt. So the biggest thing is just doing what we talked about, is controlling your cash flow. Don't take any more debt than you have to provide cash flow yourself by marketing and basically not giving up on your business. Do what you did when you started your business to make it successful, and continue to do it in this recession. It's just starting from scratch again. Not all the way from scratch, but you have the foundation. You have the know-how to do it now.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Is, looking at what you've done in the past to see how that was effective, and then adjusting that to the current economy we're in. And that's a great way to get the business and start moving back in that direction. And your clients are going to be exactly like you are too. They're going to be very skeptical about doing any business with you and wanting to pull back. But the goal is that you keep on working on that and getting them to where they need to be with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then secondly is just don't give up. Like, you as a business owner should never give up. Like, yes, you're going to cut stuff and you might have to do stuff differently than what you do, but to stay focused on that goal and just don't give up. Keep working towards the direction you want to go, and that'll help you overcome this current economic situation that we're all going to find ourselves in.
Right. Yeah, the only person that's going to beat you is yourself. If you give up, it's not because somebody else beat you to that job, beat you to that success. It's because you let yourself talk yourself into giving up.
Yeah, mindset's key. Having that mindset and that ability to overcome what happens is always a good move.
Yeah.
And I think that, having people around you that will help to build you up and tell you that you're doing a good thing, I think is a good way. It's very difficult when you surround yourself with people that are negative and that constantly talk about, like, oh, you can't do that, that can't happen, it's a recession, you shouldn't be doing that, all that sort of stuff.
Right.
And it gets you questioning your mentality and your ideas. And whenever you're questioning it, you're probably not going to do it.
Yeah, and as an economy, we're in this recession together, and business owners, we should work together. I know we're competitors, but at the same time, small businesses basically make up this country, make up what we strive for this country. So communicate even with your competitors. Communicate with them. What's new that they're doing, and this might not work on every field, every industry.
Right.
But for me, I do, because I'm not worried about it. Because as long as you're confident as far as what you provide, your service or your product, whatever it is your business is in, then as long as you're confident with your product or your service, I'm not worried about telling other people and trying to basically get ideas from each other, to help each other grow.
There's enough business out there. You probably shouldn't even have to worry about it. As long as you guys collaborate and do what you're going to do, you should be fine. I mean, unless you've started something that's very specific and there's only a few people that can even buy the product, like 95% of the time you're going to be able to communicate with your competitor and still be successful in what you're doing.
Yeah, when you do that, the one person that's your competitor that you're actually communicating with, that they have that don't give up attitude as well, because they're fighting like you are.
Yeah, and it gives you the ability to come up with probably better ideas that you both can move forward with. So
exactly.
that is a good idea.
All right, well, that's it for our episode. Join us on our next episode. This is the Landing Space Podcast. Join us on every podcasting platform on the go. Don't forget to hit likes and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notifications for new episodes.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Landing Space Podcast. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.